Continue with the laws. The first law is returns to a factor, and it is also called as law of variable proportions. This law is applicable in the short period or short run. What does this law state? Law of variable proportions states that as we increase quantity of only one input, normally labor, I had told you in the short period labor is taken as a variable factor. So as we increase quantity of only one input, keeping other inputs fixed, total product initially increases at an increasing rate, then at a decreasing rate, and finally at a declining or diminishing rate. According to the law of variable proportions, the changes in total product and marginal product can be classified in three phases. First phase, total product rises at an increasing rate, marginal product is also increasing. Second phase, total product rises at a decreasing rate, but marginal product is decreasing and is still positive. And third phase is total product falls, marginal product becomes negative. So this law is extremely important and is bound to be asked in the board exam, and even the weightage at times is quite high at 4 marks and even 6 marks for that matter. What are the assumptions of the law of variable proportions? First assumption, it operates in short run as factors are classified as variable and fixed. So this law of variable proportion is applicable only in the short run. We have defined short run as that time period in which you can increase the production of the product by hiring more and more units of the variable factor, and the variable factor that we have taken is labor. Second assumption, the law applies to all fixed factors including land. Third assumption, under law of variable proportions, different units of variable factor can be combined with fixed factor. So you can have different number of laborers applied to the units of land. Fourth assumption, this law applies to the field of production only when you are doing it or applying it for production, whether in the agriculture sector or in the industrial sector, then only the law of variable proportion will be applicable. Fifth assumption, the effect of changes in output due to change in variable proportion can be easily determined. You can easily find out how total product is increasing at an increasing rate, then increases at a diminishing rate, and then becomes negative or false. The fifth point, the effect of changes in output due to change in variable factor can be easily determined because we will be calculating the column of total product, average product, marginal product. Therefore, the effect of changes in output due to changes in variable factor can easily be calculated or determined. Sixth assumption, it is assumed that factors of production become imperfect substitutes of each other by a certain limit. Yes, you can substitute labor in place of machine for a particular extent of production, but total replacement of machine cannot be done only by having more units of labor. We can substitute machine for labor or labor for machine up till a particular limit, but total substitution of these two factors or for each other cannot be done. This is your sixth assumption. Seventh assumption, the state of technology is assumed to be constant during the operation of this law. So you are not improving upon or changing your state of technology during the application of law of variable proportions. Last assumption, it is assumed that all variable factors are equally efficient. We say that every unit of labor that we hire has this equal level of efficiency. So, based upon these assumptions, we shall now be discussing the law of variable proportions with the help of a schedule and diagram.